but not perfectly. And I'll tell you what I mean. I immediately started praying and saying, God, how do I handle this? I got into the Word. I was with a guy that was discipling me. I got encouragement from him. I talked to Stacy about it. I bared my soul to her. Basically, I knew that trials and tribulations come to us Christians, and they're for the growing of our faith. James chapter 1. There's an amazing verse that also impacted me back then, and I believe it's the key to the blitz. It's Romans chapter 5, verses 3 to 5. And this is the truth that I was starting to learn then, and I'm learning more and more as I go through tough things in life. What's your name? Julius. So Romans 5 says that we have justification, freedom, and peace with God forever because of Jesus. That's good news. But then it says this weird thing. We don't just rejoice in our salvation. We rejoice in our tribulation. Because tribulation, which I substitute the word blitz for that. Losses, trials, defeats, injuries, surprisingly negative, rotten stuff. Tribulation brings about perseverance, and perseverance brings about proven character, which is like the character of Jesus. And proven character brings about hope. And hope doesn't disappoint us because the love of God is poured out in our hearts when we go through tribulation. Is that wild? Human beings experience more of God's love when they don't put their hope in championships and Super Bowl rings and Lexuses and a perfect little romantic life and a fun little house and family and wonderful circumstance. But when we have to turn to God for our hope and our joy and our satisfaction, we find that He loves us and Jesus died on the cross. And that love is bigger than any circumstance we can get. So I was starting to learn that message at that time. But Julius, it got pretty real at one point. About a couple weeks into it, an article was written in this reporter said, how are you handling this? I said, I'm handling this through my faith in Christ. My identity is as a Christian who plays football. So thus, being third string isn't a destruction of my identity. But it is hard because I think of myself as a good football player and I want to start someday. So she writes this article and says, Jeff Kemp's going to make it. He's a survivor. He has faith. Faith in his abilities and faith in the future. Totally wrote God out of the equation. And I hadn't been Mr. Preachy in my article. I just kind of folded in that's how I'm handling it. But it didn't hit her, brain as a common sense thing, or she wanted to exclude it. But I remember laying down on the carpeting floor of our apartment one night with Stacy. We had little kids. They were in bed, two of them, and I was crying, maybe not bawling, but kind of emotionally whimpering over how frustrated I was that I'd been benched and forgotten and lost my chance. And I said, Stacy, I'm not just sad that I'm not playing, but I'm sad that it hurts this much. I thought my faith was stronger than this. I thought it wouldn't bother me so much. And I was kind of crying that through, but that was really God revealing to me that I was still holding a lot of my identity in being a quarterback and in being a successful quarterback. So, unfortunately, I couldn't just go to a Bible study, go to a meeting like this, listen to a good message, and apply it. I had to go through it to learn it. But I stayed in the Bible. I was in touch with Stacy. I was transparent with her and some guys. And I even gave my testimony in that newspaper article, though it didn't show up. And over time, God has continued to do things to make me more and more understand that my identity and significance is in Christ, not in third string, second string, first string, pro football, not pro football.